What's the Chow Chinchows JoesphGames here, your coach the Everton Empoleons, and welcome to week 2 of the IBL. The Indigo Battle League is back and we are playing the Torrance Victinis this week, and this was quite an interesting battle. I can't wait to show you guys this one because a lot happened, but it was another great battle for your Everton Empoleons. I'm still learning the whole thing. It's taken me a while to get used to the whole Chester Chinchous Everton Empoleons thing. Sorry about that. Anyway, as you can see, our team is James the Mega Venusaur, Sophie the Alolan Persian, the Prototype, the Soul Valley Steel, Vaporeon, or Wet Vaporeon, for the Thunderous T, and Punch the Infernape. And of course we can see that Alex here is carrying Celebi, Fortress, Magnezone, Mega Swampert, and Solomons, and Sableye as well. Now, one thing I want to mention before we get into this battle, but I did not know before going into this battle, Alex doesn't have a Mega Ring. I did not realise this before going into the battle. I am very, very sorry. It may have played an outcome in the match. I don't know whether it was a factor at all, or how much of a factor it would have been. I haven't done the counts to figure out would I have still killed what would have happened if he had actually had a Mega Swampert under the fact that he had a regular Swampert. So I would like to formally apologise to Alex now. I didn't know. I'm very, very sorry. Until after the battle, I didn't know. So before anyone says that was a factor for why for what happened in this match happened, then I just want to get it out there. I am sorry, okay? I didn't know. Honestly, 100% did not know, did not try to challenge on this or at all. Anyway, let's get on with the match. As we can see, I start out with James, the Mega Venusaur, as he starts out with his shiny Celebi. Now my plan here was to go for the Protect and see what he was going to do. I wanted to see what this Celebi was packing and see if I needed to worry about the Celebi, because I did have like Sludge Bomb, so I could have handled the Celebi with Venusaur, but I wanted to see what his plans were. So he decides to U-turn out as I go for Protect. He decides to U-turn out again afterwards. And go into his Solomons. As I go for the Sludge Bomb to see how much damage I would have done to any of his mons coming in. It did do quite a considerable amount of damage to his Solomons actually, so very happy with that. I switch out into Wet, which is my solution for Solomons, as he goes for the Fly. Hey, now I know Wet can handle a Fly, but I wanted to Protect to make sure that I keep the most amount of HP, so I didn't want to deal with that. I am a defensive Vaporeon this week. As he decides to switch out into his Bioshock, his Magnezone, as I go for the Ice Beam here because it's my only attacking move on this Vaporeon set. And it did crit, but it didn't do a lot of damage there. You can't really say that's a factor. I switch back into James because James is the right person to take this on. I do realise that at this point he does have Hidden Power Ice, which is kind of annoying, but I'm okay with that. It didn't do as much damage as I thought it would, and I have Synthesis, so I'm going to do recovery things. He goes for the Volt Switch. And switches back into Solomons, which I'm totally okay with him doing, and I decide to switch out because I don't want to be anywhere near Solomons. Where is the correct play, and where is the play I'm going to use? as he goes for the Z-Fly. I was begging and pleading at this moment in time for Wet to live this. I didn't know. Now I know Wet is a defensive Pokemon, but the fact is Z-Fly is quite scary still. So yeah, I was very, very scared Wet was not going to live that, but he does live that. So very, very happy that Wet lived that. And he goes for the Stone Edge here. I'm able to tank that again, and I'm able to get my Wish up, which is great because that means I can get my recovery. He switches out into Bioshock. Here's Magnezone. As I go for the Protect because I didn't want to lose any HP, plus I wanted to get my Wish off. So that's exactly what I do. I get my Wish off, I get my HP back, and Wet is back at a manageable amount of health. And I switch out into 4. He goes for the Volt. He goes for the Volt Switch. He can't Volt Switch on me. And I go for the Incinerator. Move before last week of the last week, I didn't even know Thunderous got. So that's really cool. He goes for the Hidden Power. I eat my berry because I have an Ice Berry. So my I was able to survive the hidden HP Ice as he switches into his Swampert. I do go for the Incinerate again because I thought he might stay in, but he didn't. And it didn't do a lot of damage. Here, I'm thinking he was meant to Mega, but he didn't have the Mega Ring, so I was able to outspeed him, and I was able to get off the Grass Knot. Now, I don't know if a Mega Swampert would have been able to live the Grass Knot. If you guys want to do the calcs in the comment section, you can do. Please feel free to, and let me know what the calcs would have been, because I don't know. He sets up. He switched into his Fortress and set up his rocks, as I switched into Infernape. And he switches out into Solomons, as I predict this and go for the HP Ice. One of the best predictions I've ever made in Draft League history. Right there. One of the best predictions I've ever made. And he switches into his Celebi here. Now, I thought I would outspeed. That's why I stayed in. I should have. Now, the play should have been for me to switch into Persian. Like I do now. I should have switched into the Persian a turn earlier, and I would have still had my Solomons. I would have still had my Infernape, sorry. But I thought I might be able to outspeed. I didn't. He switches into his Sableye as I go for the knockoff to knock off his leftovers. And then I switch out into Prototype my Solvally. I could have Parting Shot there and it would have been fine. He goes for the Toxic and it does nothing. I'm able to defog and get rid of those rocks that he set up a couple of turns ago. And now he decides to try and knock off, but I don't think he can knock off memories, so I'm okay to have memory. I still have my memory. He switches back into his Fortress as I go for the Flamethrower again, predicting him. And he lives on his Sturdy. I go for the Flamethrower again, getting the kill on the Fortress. And he switches into his Celebi. He goes for the U-turn. As I wanted to stay in and use Flamethrower. But he goes for the U-turn into Steven, his Sableye. I go for the Flamethrower. It does okay damage, takes him down to about half, but he does have Recover, so yeah. None of my damage actually even counts for a darn thing. That's okay. I Parting Shot out here. into Sophie. But Sophie is the person who can literally wall Sableye. She's really good with that. She goes for the Toxic. I think he might miss there as I go for the Taunt to stop him from using things like Toxic and Recover and stuff like that. Locking him into Knockoff as I just spam Foul Play. Of course, his knockoffs don't do that much damage to me, but of course I'm not doing that much damage to him with Foul Play, which is a kind of we're sort of in, you know, not doing enough damage to each other kind of thing phase. He switches into his Magnezone as I go for the Parting Shot. And switch out into... switch out to... James. I switched out into James here. And I went for the Sludge Bomb. There was no reason to go for the Sludge Bomb really there. I guess I wanted to see what he's going to do. I wanted to see if he'd switch out. So I go for the Earthquake this time to get the kill on the Magnezone. I think he might switch out the first time, that's why I went for the Sludge Bomb. He switches into Celebi again. And I know that I can't really take a Psychic, so I'm not going to stay in. Not on my amount of HP, I'm not going to stay in. The play is to go into Sophie, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. The play is to go into Sophie, and he goes for the Psychic, thinking I'm going to stay in, which is not the case. I would never stay in. I've learnt my lessons, ladies and gentlemen. I go for the Knock Off. Doesn't do a lot of damage as he switched into the Celebi and switched into the Sableye and goes for Recover. As I go for the Taunt this turn. And go for the Foul Play. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does do some. Of course, he can't knock off my Darkism Z, which is what I was carrying. So I was just able to spam Foul Play until I could get him into a situation where I would kill him, because Sophie just walls this Sableye. Really well done. Yeah, really well. Just keeps on walling the Sableye really well. Unfortunately, his Taunt runs out here and he's able to get Recover off. And I am able to go for another Taunt to stop that from happening again. And we continue on with the Foul Play spam because of that's just the best move to use here. Does enough damage to kill, and it's in a situation where I can kill. And this time, Foul Play will kill. So Foul Play does kill, and Sophie defeats the Sableye. Here he switches into his Celebi because it's his last mon left. Now I could have stayed in with Sophie. Perfectly fine, but I decided to knock off, and I do stay in with Sophie, and I do decide to knock off, and it does get rid of his Choice Scarf, which is a very good thing to get rid of. And then here, I go for the Z Parting Shot, because I didn't want to stay in with Sophie anymore, and I didn't really think that Sophie, on the amount of HP she had, would have lived, so I didn't want to get rid of another Pokemon and give him another mindless kill here. So, you know, keep differential. And switch into 4, which is the right play. 4 needs some HP too. 4 is the Pokemon that can take down this thing. And also, Darude said I needed to get a kill with Incinerate. So here I am, getting that kill with Incinerate, Darude. He goes for the Giga Drain, doesn't do a lot of damage. I go for the Incinerate. Doing a lot of damage. Not killing this turn, but, you know, doing well. He goes for the Psychic. Does a little bit of damage to me, not too much. And I'm able to kill with Incinerate. And there we go, your Everton Empoleons go to 2-0 in Season 3 of the IBL. Thank you very much to Alex, the coach of the Torrance Victinis, for that match. It was a great match and I enjoyed it very much. So if you enjoyed it, you can leave a like, comment and subscribe. Of course, go and check out Alex and all the coaches of the IBL. Their matches are going to be coming up today as well, so go and check them out. Some very interesting matches are happening in week number 2. But until next time, I'm JoesphGames, and of course, always remember... Oh, what is it? Always remember, it's a grand old team to play for. It's a grand old team to support. And if you know your history, it's enough to make your heart go, oh. We don't care what the other side say. Why the hell would we care? 'Cause we only know that there's gonna be a show when the Empoleons are there. When the Empoleons are there. And until next time, me de la Pokemon get a Laza. Everybody get Pokemon. Good night.